Well, we're doing Emma's Child at Pinnacle Theater. It's a story of a married couple in a very hard situation, and it tests their marriage. So the play to me is not so much about the baby, but about the marriage.
Jean and Henry want a child, have been unable to have children themselves, and have decided to adopt. And it becomes clear very early on that the child isn't as healthy as anyone would have hoped. And so the show then becomes an exploration of what that does to the marriage between Jean and Henry when something they've been working for so long comes out so wrong. It's very trying for both of them, and ultimately very rewarding for both of them, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Lawrence, he's the head nurse of the ICU. He's very alert and aware of the situation. He understands how to balance and care about, what is it? Because you have to balance the bureaucracy and also these people's relationships that they have, you know, and try to foster this very important thing that we all do with this love that exists, but also he's aware of the relationship that exists out between Jean and her husband, Henry, and so he's trying to balance it all out. Almost he's feeling his way through the situation. He takes information as it comes, and then he adds that to himself and makes his decisions from there.
And you really show day to day what it's like being a caregiver in an ICU, and what the pace that you have to go on, and all the care and all the different fires that are happening at the same time that you have to
how might somebody deal with that stress, you know, and the humor that they have to bring to it without losing their humanity and you know, the actual caring about these people and not looking at them as just I don't know, some number with them.
So we have really three main threads. We have the tension in the marriage, and will the marriage survive? There's another marriage, they're lifelong friends. Their marriage is in trouble as well.
Sam is a good friend, probably one of the best friends of the main character, Henry. Has known Henry and Jean for 17 years. They go back quite a ways. Sam is kind of Henry's sounding board for the issues he's dealing with in the adoption of the baby Robin. In my scene, there's some allegorical references to the fragility of marriage. There's a bit in there about give and take, the give and take in a marriage.
Her marriage to her husband of 15 years is over because they basically have gone on different paths. So she is coming to visit her best friend to help her and to be the voice of reason during the adoption, and really to kind of get away and clear her head.
It's communication between people, connections. Everybody ultimately needs everybody else.
They are all very good people. It's the situation that's hard, and it's the situation that puts them at odds, so to speak.
I had a hard time liking Henry, because Henry does some things in the show that are not particularly likable. Although the more I've gotten to know the character, the more I realize he's being honest with himself and with people around him, and that doesn't always come off as Mr. Nice Guy. But he really is a nice guy and a good person. It just took me a while to find that.
I think hope. I think the characters are trying to hold on to kind of their definition of hope throughout the play, and I think it's different things drive that. I think for Jean, in some ways, it's hope that the baby that they were hoping to adopt will live, will get better, and they will be able to be a family.
But that was the main thing for me coming in as I've gone through taking on this character, has been has been this idea of this brief life, and this woman, watching this woman who refuses to believe that it's just like, oh, I mean, it's only, the baby's gonna be dead soon, so it doesn't even matter, you know. Well, why invest that love in something that's gonna die, and a child that's gonna die? It really puts into perspective, you know, for me, like what the importance of a life is, I guess. What is that, you know? I don't have an answer for that, but it's a question that has become alive in me through doing this play.
With Henry, I think it's maybe more hope that there will still be another child for them, and even if it's not this one, and how can we move forward from this really tragic situation?
Yeah, and I see a lot of the show focused on relationships, what it means to be a family, what it means to be in a marriage, what couples can expect from each other and should expect from each other.
Every one of the characters is fully realized, beautifully written, great personality in their own rights. And so we see the interaction between the 11 people, and we see the flow of humanity. It's a hard story. It's a very funny story, but it's also a hard story, as you can imagine. But that's not what the show is this weeping drama. It's very uplifting in that we learn so much, because we all run into very hard situations in our lives. Sooner or later, every one of us will run into very hard situations. And theater like this helps prepare us, gives something to base our feelings on, to stimulate discussion, and so on. So you could not ask for anything more from a play than you'll find in this play.